I am Sweetie Maurilio, Slow Food Sugbo. I am proud to be a part of Terra Madre 2020. Our food, our planet, our future. Please join with us as we fight for a good, clean, and fair food for all. We have come to this forest, here in the heart of Central Cebu, to take a closer look of our very own Cebu Cinnamon, or what we locally known as Kaningag. So come with me. We'll take you on a journey of our tropical rainforest here in our very own island of Cebu. Come.
There are more than around 300 known species of cinnamon distributed all over the world. And our newly discovered variety here, our Kaningag or Cebu cinnamon, is also very promising. This species here is already protected, as this is a very big potential capacity for business and can add to the livelihood of all the locals around this vicinity.
I'm standing here beneath the tree of our very own Cebu Cinnamon, a very special tree highly prized for its medicinal and culinary properties.
Cinnamon is a genus of evergreen aromatic trees belonging to the laurel family. It is highly valued for its aromatic barks and leaves, which are collected for culinary and medicinal purposes. Its essential oils extracted from the leaves are used by the perfume and pharmaceutical industries.
The powdered form of our Cebu cinnamon. After harvesting the bark, the locals here dried it for around 3 to 5 months depending upon the weather. And once it is really dried, they're going to manually powderize it. And this is the result. It is a very nice brown color compared to those commercially sold. And the scent is way better than what we can buy in the grocery stores. I am standing here beneath my tree of our Philippine native cherry, or what we locally known as Seriales. Here in our country, the Philippines, there are studies pushing these berries as a wine-making potential. But for now, we will be adding these beautiful berries into our very own chicken dish, our Philippine heritage food, the Adobong Manok.
These are our ingredients for our adobong manok. Whole peppercorns, bay leaf, garlic, and our very own Cebu cinnamon, or what we locally known as kaningag. We add a piece of this cinnamon bark as an ingredient to our adobong manok. This will enhance the flavor of the chicken when cooked with a marinade. Another ingredient that we will be adding to this dish is our Philippine wild cherry, or what we known as Seriales. This is endemic in the Philippines and has a mild, sweet flavor that adds natural sweetness to our dish. And at the same time, it adds color to the marinade. Since Philippine wild cherries naturally have tannins in its pulp, we mix this with half a cup of water, blended together, and we have the juice like this one. A very nice brown color. Another ingredient is the soy sauce, salt for flavor, oil for sauteing, and our Philippine native vinegar, which we infused with chili. to give a beautiful aroma. And the most important ingredient of our adobong manok is of course our free-range chicken that we have dressed. We're going to slice it now into pieces. The main ingredient of our adobong manok is of course our Philippine native chicken. In this modern age and time where poultry-raised chickens are abundant, I would still recommend that we use free-range organic native chicken. Native chicken meats provide higher protein and lower fat in the diet compared with the commercial broiler. They are more nutrient-dense, no antibiotics, and they are eating naturally foraged items like insects, grubs, and some organic greens, aside from the native corns that the farmers are feeding them. We shall be mixing all our ingredients together for marinating. Adobo comes from a Spanish word adobar, which means marinade. When the Spanish Empire colonized the Philippines in the late 16th century and the early 17th century, they encountered the adobo cooking process. They saw how the Filipinos used vinegar to marinate their chicken, pork, and fish. It was recorded by a Spaniard named Pedro de San Buenaventura and called it Adobo de los Naturales, or adobo of the natives, since it was reminiscent of the dish in his homeland. The cooking method is indigenous to the Philippines, even during the pre-colonial times. Because of the dish original name was never recorded, the Spanish label adobo stuck in history. So the Chinese trader came, who later visited our islands to introduce soy sauce and some spices to the early Filipinos. So our adobo, though native in origin, were mixed with some spices brought by the visitors, evolved through the years. Now we're going to marinate this for 2 more hours before frying. Traditionally, we cooked our adobo in clay pots like this one. But today, it is made in more common metal pots or woks. But I still prefer using my clay pot in cooking savory dishes that involves vinegar. our cinnamon bark. Now we'll put our marinade. As you noticed, the chicken meat comes out brownish from the natural tannins of cereales. I can very much smell the aroma from the cinnamon. And that's what makes this dish really special. It's very savory and the adobo flavor is enhanced from the cereales and cinnamon blend. Just by the smell and the looks of it, so yummy. This is our adobong manok. I'm so happy that I was able to share this with my fellow Filipino and to the rest of the world. To help conserve our traditional cooking in the modern age, we are passing the knowledge to the younger Filipino generation. This way, the next generation will continue to enjoy the benefits of our century-old traditional Filipino cooking. Our very own adobong manok from Cebu, Philippines to the rest of the world.